We're Tom and Hannah, and after being in Sydney for a week with some friends, it's now time to hit the road as we travel in our very own mystery machine from Sydney to Cairns. But the problem is, we only have 12 days to do it. So in this video, join us as we travel through New South Wales and get used to van life. So we finally picked up our van, which we're so happy about because we really thought this wasn't going to happen. Before we came to Australia, our goal was to do van life, get a taste of it before we buy a van when we go back home. Well, hopefully buy a van. But us being us, we left it like so last minute. The last maybe 3 or 4 days we've been putting in requests for different vans, and we've been quite flexible with dates and whether we go from Sydney, Brisbane or Cairns. We definitely thought there'd be something available, but yesterday morning we spent basically all morning putting in requests, phoning all these different companies, and nowhere had availability. So we kind of were feeling a bit low morale, and we thought, it's not going to happen, we're not going to get a van. So we were looking at alternatives like maybe car rental and just doing hostels, or a bus and doing hostels, or even just flying to one of the cities and just basing ourselves there. But then we came across this relocation deal with Wicked, and they wouldn't have been our first choice of van company, to be honest, but it would have been the only way to get a van on this trip. So we thought, let's just do it, go for it. And now we're in the mystery machine and we can actually drive from Sydney to Cairns, so I'm so excited. We've got 12 days and we're gonna just see all the coast, and it'll be so good. I haven't driven a manual in so long and I stalled it already.
It's actually quite good that it's a manual because it means that we can practice for when we get back to the UK, because most cars in the UK are manual.
The van doesn't have bedding, so we're on the hunt to get some bedding.
2 pillows for $14. Can't go wrong.
Bedding to match the colour of the van.
And it mouths.
We picked up some bedding and we've done a food shop.
Yeah, so we've got a few little bits. We're kind of semi-prepared. I think because we've never done van life before, I think the first few nights are going to be a big learning curve, trial and error.
Let the road trip begin.
It's Tom's turn to drive now. We've already come up with a name for the van, which is very fitting because not only is it Scooby-Doo, but it also kind of matches the experience of driving it. Scrappy. Yeah, it's a little bit rough, a bit clunky, but we love it anyway.
Our campsite for the night.
Our bed is all made up, it's so cute. I think we made the right decision with the pattern.
Cheers. I do not like the look of that cloud.
It's literally only 6 PM, but it's just started thunder and lightning in, so we thought we'd come inside the van. But yeah, we'll probably just have a chill one for the rest of the night, probably have an early night, and then hit the road again tomorrow morning. Good morning. It's the first morning in the van and neither of us slept well at all. So we're both feeling quite worse for wear. Tom's just gone for a shower. I kept waking up with the worst pain in my hips because of how hard the bed is. And then also because the van doesn't have any curtains and we were parked right next door to the barbecue area. The barbecue area lights were on all night and we couldn't figure out how to turn them off. So that was glaring through the windows, so it wasn't dark, and yeah, it was just such a rough night. But I think it's going to be a bit of a rough day with all the driving we have to do, so I think that calls for lots of coffee and lots of stops. There is already absolute chaos in the van, so we're going to quickly try and sort that and make some coffee. It might not look like it, but this is far more organised than it was before. Just as Tom's finished breakfast.
Breakfast is served. That is yours.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Camels! Did not expect that.
Camels in Australia. So today we beelined it up to Port Macquarie and we stopped off just outside it to Lighthouse Beach because we're going to head up towards the lighthouse.
And the beach is so beautiful. The sea colour is so blue. Oh my gosh, it gets even better as you come down.
I know.
So beautiful.
This is exactly what I think of when I think of Australia, is golden beaches, blue seas and sandstone.
We literally just spent like the last hour just researching places to stay tonight, which seems to be an occurring theme so far on this trip. We were trying to make it up to Coffs Harbour today so that we could get to Byron Bay tomorrow, because we've only got like maybe 10 days left after today to do our entire journey up to Cairns, and there's a lot of things we want to see up in Cairns. So it's going a little bit slower than anticipated. It might just be a little bit more driving tomorrow. The only one we could find that had availability for tonight is only half an hour away, which isn't ideal, but is what it is. We needed somewhere to stay, so we're gonna head there now. So we finally made it to our camps. We've managed to park right in front of the lake. Probably just make dinner soon and then have a chill one again. We've resorted back to having these noodles, which we had so much in New Zealand. Like, I dread to think how many packets of these we actually consumed when we were in New Zealand. But we're going for it again because it's easy. Good morning!
Good morning!
It is day 3 in the van and we are on our way to Coffs Harbour before stopping off for the night in Byron Bay.
Something I didn't quite realise about this trip was just how much driving is involved.
So much. We just had a look at how long it's going to take to get to Cairns, which is our final destination. And even though we've been driving for about 8 hours altogether, it's still 24 hours away, roughly.
We knew that Australia was big, but I didn't expect it to be this big.
Yeah.
We have just arrived in Coffs Harbour and we've pulled up to the Botanic Gardens and we're just going to take a lovely stroll through. We're in the sensory garden and there is so much colour and so many smells. It is so lovely.
So we're just coming to the end of our walk around the Botanical Garden now, and now we're going to head to the Clog Barn.
Clog Barn might not be something you see every day,
Especially in Australia.
but the owner is Dutch and he loves clogs, and so I don't know, it looks really weird from Google Maps, but we're going to go check it out and we'll bring you guys along with us. There's also a miniature Dutch village, there's clog making workshops and demonstrations, and it's all completely free.
This is so cute.
This is definitely one of the coolest roadside attractions we've ever been to, I think.
Yeah. Did not expect it to be this adorable.
Godzilla attacks. Goodbye, Clog Barn!
We have just driven up a very windy but very beautiful road.
Because we're coming to the Forest Sky Pier, which is basically a pier, but in the sky. Next stop, Byron Bay.
I know we said our next stop was going to be Byron Bay, but on the way we saw a little detour to Killen Falls, which is a waterfall that you can swim in. It looks quite deep and a bit murky, so I'm not sure if we'll actually end up going in, but hopefully it'll be alright.
I am so glad that we came, even though we didn't manage to go in. Walking behind it was absolutely amazing. Now we are actually heading to Byron Bay.
We were just driving out of the campsite, and then as we were driving out of the campsite, we saw the campsite actually has a bar with wood-fired pizzas. So we just literally turned it around, gonna park back up, and we're gonna go have pizza.
We've just plotted a rough route. We've got a lot of driving to do and not a lot of time.
We haven't covered near as much ground as we probably should have by now, and we've had a proper look at everything we want to do on the way up, and we've been quite ruthless in terms of just putting things down that we actually want to see. and do, and we still can't even do all of it really.
I think there's going to be quite a lot of early starts, a lot of driving. You can see why people typically take 4 weeks to do this route, whereas we've given ourselves 12 days. I think in hindsight, we would probably spend a lot more days doing this trip, and we'd probably get a slightly bigger van.
Yeah, wobbles like this happen with travelling, and we have had a really, really nice time so far. And I know we're going to have a great time for the rest of the trip as well.
Yeah.
It's just going to be really tiring.
That'll be fine.
It'll be fine. We'll catch you tomorrow to explore Byron Bay. Good morning. So we're just about to head into Byron Bay itself. And I've heard so many good things about it. So my expectations are very high. I've heard it's like the hippie capital of Australia. But a lot of people who we've spoken to who actually live in Australia have been saying that it's kind of not the same anymore as it used to be. It's kind of lost its humble local surf nature of it. And it's just become very, very touristy, very, very rich. So yeah, definitely some mixed reviews, so I can't wait to actually make my own mind up about it.
Welcome to Byron Bay, land of hippies, surf, and Zac Efron. To give you a little idea about what this town is like, every single person here is either wearing swimming gear or workout gear.
And barefooted.
And everyone is barefooted. It's brilliant.
We just had a quick little walk around the town, and honestly Byron Bay is almost exactly how I pictured it. Basically just surf shops and smoothie bars, and the entire place smells like sun cream. It's so good. We only have just under an hour left in Byron, so we're going to go for a quick swim in the sea.
Tiny hand in mine, you're 5 feet off.
So we're just about to leave Byron Bay to head north, which means that that's the end of our New South Wales portion of this road trip.
Next stop, Queensland. Thank you so much for watching this slightly chaotic vlog of New South Wales and us getting used to van life.
So come and join us as we travel through Queensland and end up in Cairns.
We'll see you on the next one.
See you next time.
Bye.